Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Sadguru Paramatmane Namaha. Sarva Maharshibhyo Namaha. The Lord explains the nature of the threefold types of food, yajna, and tapas and dana. Seventh shloka. Aharastvapi sarvasya trividho bhavati priyaha yajnastapastata danam tesham vedamim shrunu. Substance. The food dear to each of the three types of men is also threefold. So also sacrifice, austerity and charity. Now here there is difference. Commentary. It is to be noted that Lord first takes up the threefold kinds of food dear to the three types of men. In spiritual sadhana, food is of very great importance because the mind is formed by the food and that is taken. Pure food develops the pure mind, and the pure mind easily grasps the spiritual truth. So also the seekers should be extremely careful about their food. The sattvic food. 8th shloka. Ayush sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaah rasyaah snigdaah stiraah hrudya aharaah satvika priyaah. Substance. Foods which augment life, purity, strength, joy, and cheerfulness, which are savory, oleaginousness, substantial, and agreeable, are dear to sattvic type of men. Commentary. The sattvic nature relishes only pure and agreeable food as described in this verse. Food has a direct bearing on spiritual life. It is not a negligible matter as some indulgent people imagine. It should be within the experience of everyone that when impure and offensive food is taken, and the mind immediately reacts by generating sensual tendencies, irritability, anger, etc. If man takes on a little more care about their food and its regulation, not only will they get to be more healthy and happy, but they will also gain insight into the subtler truths of spiritual realm. Such being the importance of food, the Lord first prescribes the type of food which is dear to the sattvic type of men. Question. What is the nature of sattvic food? Answer. It augments life, vitality, purity, health, joy, and cheerfulness. It is savory, oleaginous, substantial, and agreeable. The wise should take this type of food. The Rajasic type of food. 9th shloka. Katvamla lavanatushya Tikshna ruksha vidahinaha Ahara rajasaseshta Dukha shoka mayapradaha. Substance. Foods which are bitter, sour, saline, excessively hot, pungent, dry, and causing thirst, which produce pain, sorrow, and disease, are dear to Rajasic type of men. Commentary. Such is the food relished by the Rajasic people. The effect of such food is immediately felt by pain in the body and consequent mental discomfort. The word ati is applied to all the adjectives used by some commentators. Sour, bitter, and burning foodstuffs should be abandoned if spiritual progress is to be kept up by the sadhaka. In the 18th discourse, in the 38th verse, the Lord explains that Rajasic happiness appears to be pleasing in the beginning, but turns out to be extremely painful in the end. Similarly, hot and sour food may be relishing to some palates, but they produce grievous discomfort, pain, and disease in the end. This is experienced by many in everyday life. Besides, Rajasic food disturbs dhyana sadhana. The mind becomes distracted and agitated, and so it cannot remain steady in contemplation. Among the animals, lions, tigers, and wolves are restless and foul, whereas cows, goats, and others of their kind are calm and non injurious. Amaya Pradaha. Rajasic food produces disease. What can man achieve with the disease stricken body? He has neither worldly nor spiritual welfare. So the seekers should abandon all such varieties of food and strive in every way to keep the body light, pure, and strong. The choice of food is in itself a part of self discipline and an important aspect also. We find real sadhakas extremely fastidious about their food. They take food and water at regular intervals and do not load the stomach at all times with all odd foodstuffs. Such discipline goes a long way to secure self control easily, and these men rise to higher planes of spiritual experience. That should be the standard to be followed by all earnest seekers. Question: what is the nature of Rajasic food? Answer: it is bitter, sour, hot, pungent, dry, and burning. It causes pain, discomfort, and disease. Releasing the evil effects of such food, the real seekers should abandon it completely. The tamasic type of food. 10th sloka. Yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushishtam chayat uchishtam chamedyam bhojanam tamasapriyam. Substance. That which is stale, having been cooked a long time before it is taken, dry, putrid, and rotten, refuse, and impure. That food is said to be liking of the tamasic. Commentary. Even according to the principles of health, such food is bad. Not only does it damage the system, corrupting the blood, but it unhinges the mind also. The mind is made of the subtle elements of the body. Therefore, for physical health and joy, only sattvic food should be taken. The Satvik Yagna, 11th Shloka. Abhalakankshibir Vidhi Drushto Yajyate Yashtavyame Veti Manaha Samadhaya Sasatvikaha. Substance. That yagna is sattvic, which is performed by men desiring no fruit as enjoined by the Shastras, with their mind fixed on the yagna only for its own sake. Commentary. The Lord has already laid down the law that the Shastras are the authority about what ought to be done or what ought not to be done. Therefore, it is said here that the yagna should be viridrushtaha. Moreover, it should be decided after deep consideration whether to perform the sacrifice or not, according to time, place, and other circumstances. Above all this, it should be performed without any selfish motive. It should be an act of nishkama karma yoga. Such yagna is called sattvic. Here the word yagna does not mean sacrifice of animals and other living beings. It refers to all charitable and beneficent acts of a divine character. Any good done in that spirit becomes an yagna. Manah samadhaya. It is imperative that the act to be performed should be carefully considered, decided, and fixed before doing it. Otherwise, the wavering mind creates 100 doubts and fears at the time of performing it. Such actions do not bear any good fruit at all. They are sometimes half done and left incomplete. The doer gains no peace or satisfaction from such works. So one should consider the pros and cons, satisfy himself about the Shastric laws, take the advice of the elders and well wishers, and then only go into action. Such work is sattvic and yields the best rewards to the doer and to the world. The point is that there should not be any longing to taste the fruits of work. They should be offered to the Lord. Such work is the highest and the noblest. Question: what is the nature of the sattvic yajna? Answer: it is performed without the desire for the fruit. It is performed according to the ordinances of the scriptures. It is well considered and clearly decided by the mind.